New Mexico Democrat governor praised Black Lives Matter protests, but recently called Christian church gatherings illegal and selfish. Michelle Grisham criticized two churches for holding Christmas Eve services and for having too many worshipers. Legacy Church and Calvary Church in Albuquerque were both fined $10,000 each for not following her overreaching mandates. This is clearly a battle for the church to show it is, in fact, essential. I'm David Fiorazzo, and this is Christ and Culture. Expect more unreasonable state restrictions on churches this year. New Mexico's Governor Grisham condemned Christian leaders as pro-virus and rebuked churchgoers. Now, last week, I reported on free speech. This week, the concern is religious freedom. Notice the pattern here. Similar to other blue state governors, Grisham banned Christians from corporate worship by mandating that churches limit attendance to 25% of building capacity. Now, the churches were fined for not turning away those who chose to attend services. So regardless of how your church may be handling services, government penalties for worshiping Jesus Christ should be opposed by all Christians and denominations, period. Grisham clearly violated the constitutional rights of believers in her state by mandating how, when, and where Christians can practice their faith. What country do we live in again? Now, I was blessed to interview Pastor Steve Smotherman of Legacy Church last week on Stand Up for the Truth podcast. In a recent sermon, he encouraged believers to persevere and fight the good fight of faith. He also said the role of pastors is to lead by example, and he certainly has had an opportunity to do that by not backing down from this government overreach. Responding to the criticism for operating his church during the COVID pandemic, he stated, quote, "I knew that during this time we needed to be the church more than ever. Some people decided to slow down, but we decided to speed up. We didn't want this COVID-19 shutdown to shut us down. We will never stop being the church." God bless him and leaders like him. Now, the governor hypocritically said church gatherings directly contribute to more suffering and illness, but last year she took the opposite approach, of course, during Black Lives Matter protests when rioting and vandalism broke out in New Mexico and in many cities across the U.S. Here's what she said at that time, quote, "I want to wholeheartedly commend the thousands of New Mexicans who peacefully protested in Albuquerque." So, what did Pastor Steve Smotherman do at Legacy Church? They now refer to their church services as protests. He said this, "We will continue to conduct peaceful protests against this governor's orders." Check this out. Here are just a handful of things this one church in New Mexico has done for people during the COVID-19 crisis. The church has given over 21,000 packs of non-perishable food for Feed New Mexico Kids. $50,000 donated to Veterans Integration Center to help their mission locally, $175,000 to Make-A-Wish New Mexico. They helped eliminate $1.8 million in hospital bills for people in New Mexico. They've given 750 masks for the city of Albuquerque employees, 255 masks for Navajo Nation, 80,000 lunches via Central Grill and Steel Bridge Ministries, over 5,000 elderly care packages, over 3,000 family care packages, 281 first responder and medical staff meals, 487 units of blood donated, over 4,000 families served through Roadrunner Food Bank, and the list goes on. But the New Mexico governor calls the church selfish. Now, the world would be a much different place without Christianity and the church. We have forgotten how vital the church is to the spiritual, mental, and physical health of a society. If you think people are hurting and feeling hopeless now, and the world is dark and cold and stressful and filled with evil today, imagine life without the church and without God. Now, this is exactly what the left in America is pushing for, make no mistake, and they have made much progress for evil in the last century, while most churches have been doing good. Now, as we saw in 2020 and into this year as well, forces of darkness have been hard at work. The enemy, both human and demonic, is coming against us hard. It is stunning the speed with which our country, culture, and freedoms and the very way of life, our very way of life, have been attacked and dismantled. If there was ever a time in American history that the Christian church needs to be an essential, influential, fruit-bearing church, it's now. Hold the line, friends. God bless you and keep speaking the truth about things that matter. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Most of you know our show is being censored by big tech. It's hidden, really, on YouTube, Facebook. Sadly, this impacts our long-term ability to produce the show, so we're tackling the problem by launching our brand new Patriot Club. Look at this beauty, right? For a $99 tax-deductible donation, you'll not only keep our show going, but we'll ship you this stainless steel tumbler etched with the American flag, and freedom never tasted so good. Visit patriotclub.us to show your support. That's patriotclub.us. Thank you and God bless.